What's up, guys and ladies? Right now, I'm on the school campus, about to do another lab, and I'm on this rough road. But I'm gonna do my best to get a lot of footage today. I'm gonna have a good day. I'm gonna enjoy the day. Gonna look around. People working, people going to work. Hey, good morning. I'm okay. I'm everybody, people that know me. But we're just gonna enjoy the day and learn something new.
Where I'm gonna start with this is how much Freon or refrigerant is listed on the name tag of my outdoor unit. That's where I'm gonna start at. So how much refrigerant, how much R410A does the outdoor unit say with liquid? Alright, go ahead and turn your tank upside down on the scale. Leave both your valves open, set it on the scale upside down, okay? Now, the next thing you want to do is purge your line. To see my pressure coming in on my suction line, I'm not going to open liquid to it, I'm just going to open it so I can monitor the pressure. Up to a pound something. 1, 2, 1, 3. Three, 4, 3, 5. Howdy, lefty, Lucy. Where you at? 4, 2, 3.
What's the leak?
Okay. If it says anything about our superheat on it, some of them do, some of them don't. When I'm running R410A, I want to see something on it. Come on. When I'm running R410A, what is 40 degrees on your cross out on your left gauge there? Use that for magnifying glass. I do that.
Looking at the points.
When we add through the high side, our refrigerant goes into the condenser coil. That way, if we've got it in the condenser coil, that's where we want it in the liquid at, and that's where we want to keep it in the liquid at. We don't want to charge liquid on the low side or it'll go into the compressor and slug it and kill a valve. Well, you start your charge on the high side. You have to charge through the low side when you're running, or when you put it in this high side. So, we're at that point. When I hook my gauges up to this and I'm reading the suction pressure, what I'm actually reading is what's happening approximately the middle of that coil, that set of runs through that coil. That's where that gauge is actually reading. It's hard to get your mind wrapped around that, but what you're actually seeing this pressure as is about what's happening in the middle of that coil. Why? Because that Freon enters that coil in a liquid. It exits that coil in a vapor. The pressure that you're reading is what's happening in that coil. So it's basically an average, or what's happening right in the middle of the coil when it's turned into a vapor. Just like we talked about water, and at different pressures it boils at different temperatures. That's what's happening here. That refrigerant is boiling and turning into a vapor in that coil. And depending on what pressure it's at, we know what temperature it is when it's doing that. It's turned into a vapor. It's still in the evaporator coil, but it's in a vapor state. And it has to travel the rest of the way through the evaporator and out to the suction line. What is the terminology for it picking up more heat? Superheat. From the time it turns into a vapor till the time you read the pressure, it's picking up superheat. How am I gonna figure out what that superheat is? Temperature of it? Yeah. Where am I gonna take that temperature for superheat? On the suction line? How am I gonna find out what that temperature is? Anybody got anything in their tool bag we can find out what that temperature is?
The meter.
Hold it a second, Smoker. They won't turn, is it? Temperature ain't moving. Huh? That's the second time we've had thermostat issues. Got to get down on it a little bit there. Okay. 66 degrees. Transformer up trying to get this plugged the wire, the power in, trying to get this air handler to run and the transformer to smoke. Wasn't cause we had it wired wrong, something happened to it. Now maybe somebody else ahead of us had wired it wrong and got it started, the process started, but it wasn't how y'all had it wired. It's at 215 volts. I've got the line incoming from the wall. You're on voltage. Alright, I want to know, you see my red and blacks coming in there from the wall? Across those two terminals, I want to know if we got two. You want to know if both of them on the bottom.
That's what I was doing.
Alright, I got 211 volts. Alright, how about the top two now? I got 211 volts. Alright, now. Coming from line 1. That's all we want with line 1. It goes to feed the common on both motors. Now we got a terminal still open. Where did we say run was gonna go to? B? Okay. Now let's see if we can set our fan top down there and wire the fan wires in. Okay.
Oh, was it him? No.
Right there in the sheet metal, that's gonna be the wiring on
I
it.
just really felt
Lay that
really.
up. Yeah, somebody's been rough on that. What do you think's gonna happen when we start that up in a minute? Gonna get a little shaking going on, right? I told Gary Lee.
So how was your experience today?
Good, man. I thought I was gonna lose my hand. But,
We having a good time, right?
we had a good time. Man. Good time. Good
You
time.
want to be in there? This is Morris.
Red Fountain Peak.
Mine came from
Yeah.
my
Red Fountain
Every
Peak.
Charlie, you know.
We was just having a good time, and laughing, joking, made mistakes, but you know, that's how we learn. And you know, teacher, you know, everybody here just having a good time.
Check your blades like that. Now it might not shake so bad now. Alright. I got a clamp on this orange wire. It operates on smoke. If you let the smoke out, it don't work no more. Yeah, just recharge the smoke.
And are you good?
That board right there, if you can do that, I'm doing something.
Yeah, exactly. It's going through my head.
Alright, turn the thermostat on, let's see if it'll operate now. Hand running. Now look at there, y'all got it wired up right. Nominal length, and this is kind of a short line set. So since we've only got about 6 feet of line right here, we're going to deduct a little freon from our total. We can deduct a little freon from our total. We are running currently 120, 5, 10, 15, right almost smack dab on 120, 118, 119, 120, right in there. What did that cross out to temperature wise? 40. I've got a 56 degree suction. My actual temperature is 56 degrees on my line set. What's the superheat? Using those two numbers, the amount of heat gain after boil off until there, we can measure boil off at 40 degrees and know that we've added 16 more degrees of heat. That's our superheat.
The same thing for, what about subcool?
Okay. Switch your, where am I going to find out subcooling?
Put it on the electric line.
I'll put it on the electric line. Go ahead and switch it over to the electric line. Alright, just take it a few minutes to settle down. Alright, what's our cross out on our high side? Alright?
Yep.
Alright. So our subcooling is about 10 degrees. So our superheat is 16 degrees. Our subcooling is 10. Can I live with that?
Yep.
Alright. Somebody give me your wire for your K-type. You can be getting some fresh air from somewhere that makes that return change temperature. But you always got to make sure that you ain't getting some air from somewhere else, because you'll have a mixed return temperature and be thrown off. What you got? 70? Alright, let's see what we got on the supply then. I'll buy 70. I'll agree with that.
Don't stick it in there too far, it might get cut off.
Alright, gonna catch the strip heat first and get burned off. 50?
Yeah.
So we got 20? We got 20 degrees? Alright. That's expressed like this right here. Delta T. Difference across the coil. Delta T is 20 degrees. Can I live with that?